I went to an interview today. I think I did quite well. But I'm not really sure what I'm doing. Because I've applied for like over 20 jobs, and I've gotten 2 callbacks and 2 interviews for possible positions. On one of the interviews, I'm going for another second round interview, and if I get through, I get the job. So sort of up in arms a little bit because I'm not really sure like if I'll get the other job, but if I don't, that's cool, because if I do get this other job, which I'm progressing through, at least I'll be on the books, to be able to work. But if I get the other job too, like, I'm not sure what I'll do with the on-call job, so where you're on the books a lot, and every now and again they call you in for work. So maybe I'll get lucky. Maybe it is like only once in a while you get a call. But I'm not really sure. So instead of just winging it, because so I didn't want to wait till I get the news if I get the other job or not. So I just thought, well, that's another opportunity. I might as well go in and pretty much pretend that I have no other job aspects and continue on trying to get the job, even though I am a contender for another job. So I figured that's probably what I should be doing. And so I just sort of, grabbed the phone and started calling up the other people. I have no idea if that's right or wrong, but it doesn't, I guess, it doesn't hurt anyone to try. But if I could have waited a bit longer until the end of the week, but I didn't, and now I'm sort of in the prospect of getting a job alongside another job, so it's kind of a confusing period of time because I don't really know how I should have approached. I could have just paused and waited for a few days, but I was worried that the other job might be gone by then, so. But I have no idea, so I just went for both, and I'm just going through the interview processes for both. And if I get both in the end, that'd be cool. But I would then have to decide what I need to do. But the good thing is that when it is a non-call job, so it doesn't have consistent work, and the other one is a full-time job, so it is consistent work. So obviously, if I get both of them, I'll probably have a preference for the full-time one, even though I really do prefer part-time on-call work, or casual work. It's less hours, less pressure, but I guess, I could juggle the both of them sometime. The full-time work is only 5 days a week, not 7, and the other one you can do on the weekend as well as a weekday. So, but if I do the other one, I'll have to do like 4 shifts a week. And alongside a full-time job is like, no joke, it's like way too much. So, maybe it's a good job. Maybe you text more than talk. I don't know, but I have to just go in and see it, I guess. Yeah. But, these are the choices that happen sometime. But it's good that I'm actually getting job positions, prospects, because it doesn't even matter if I change my mind and want to drop it. All that matters is that I've gone and I've signed up and I've done what I can. And if I get the job, great. But, if I want to change my mind, I can at any time too. So it's not like I need to go through with it. It's just like you're just going through the interview processes and stuff. So, heaps of people drop their jobs, in the first week after starting it. And I'm not saying that I'm going to plan to drop my job. Not at all. I plan to go through with it somehow, but if it is between the both of them, I don't know. I want to keep the both of them somehow. Hopefully I can juggle. Anyway, I don't have to worry about it too deeply. it's 50-50. I get one job as opposed to the other, so all I can say is that I'm trying. And it's a bad time too because I'm like in a really bad position where there's a lot of distrust and I'm sort of being put under a lot of stress because I'm not living in the right environment for me. I mean, I really need like something really tranquil, and I'm only living in a place, not a tranquil place. So it's not like as though anyone in the place is rowdy. It's just that it's not a tranquil place, and I need more tranquility. That would give me peace of mind at least. But yeah, no, but I just sort of make things up as I go along because I have no idea what I'm doing. I mean, ever since my plans have been going upside down, and I sort of just wing it. I have no idea what I'm doing like tomorrow or the next day or what. Whether one thing can lead to another, or you walk outside and meet something unexpected and that changes your life. You don't know. You really don't know what you're doing, and it's really hard to plan when you really don't know because you don't know what you should be aiming for, really. You just sort of like go, well, wing it sort of thing. But I'm glad that I'm getting some opportunities, but I don't want to have to choose between one or the other. I mean, I do want one to fail and the other to succeed, but at the same time, I do want full-time work as opposed to like on-call work. So, because that would give me money right away, money that I kind of really need, but at the same time, I don't know how serious my contingency is. So, yeah, just have to wait and see. It's no use just rambling on about it. It's something that you don't know if it is or isn't going to happen. So in the meantime, I listen to music, I go on the internet, watch TV, do whatever I do to waste time. I'm sort of wanting to go to the Gold Coast for a while, even to the beach, but I sort of don't as well because I don't really like traveling that much, so I'm not sure if I'll actually go, but it's on my mind. But if I don't go, I just like stay local. But I'm kind of strung out because my body's like, I just feel like a hunk of junk really, and two legs which feel like sticks sort of thing. So I'm sort of worried that I'm a little bit worried about myself. I mean, there are things that I do want to experience and things that I don't want to experience. And unfortunately for me, I've sort of been, experiencing things that I never wanted, because of the people I live with, who I am close to, and the kind of things that I consume and buy and stuff. So, no fault of my own, I sort of get, tied up in things which aren't great for you, and it's not anything that you planned, like it's not anything that you thought about. I mean, I wanted to live the straight life, and now I'm sort of on this Hayward life, which feels like, like you're like some kind of a lesser person. It feels like you're being harmed for no reason, and you want to point the finger and blame everyone. I mean, I blamed who I was living with. I blamed those living close by. I blamed people who I had met and I didn't really want to know and stuff. So I blamed like heaps of people, when something went wrong, and especially those who I was living with, and then that sort of started a downward spiral. But now, like, I'm still having repercussions of sensations that that seem damaging to me, and it's hard because you should be experiencing a normal life. And I get sour a lot because, everything that I've met that challenges me is because of someone else's actions and their attitudes towards me, which aren't, like, any good. So I've always been battling something where there shouldn't be a battle. I mean, I was caught in like a hierarchy. Like there are the people who are the top and you're at the bottom sort of thing, and you're just being trodden on a lot of the time. And everyone wants to agree that treading on you is the right thing to do, just because you're at the bottom, I mean, and so I got trampled on about the stupidest things, and every accusation that was thrown at me was completely untrue. But I think everyone was just found it difficult to come to terms the kind of person I was and who I wanted to be, and they didn't want you like that. They didn't want you to be who you wanted to be. They didn't care what you enjoyed and stuff. And unfortunately for me, that created obstacles, which created problems and created issues where if everyone get over their jealousy, their hate, their blame, their accusations, if everyone got over it and just started coming down, being normal, trying to put on a positive rather than negative face sort of thing, if everyone stopped attacking me, I could be just as normal as I was when I was a kid, in some kind of way. I mean, and that would have made my life better. I mean, it wouldn't make things hard to do, because sometimes I get sick of having heart murmurs, and I get sick of standing up and feeling like your knees are sore, and I get sick of all these things, that's wrong with me. And, I get sick of battling myself. Whereas if, no one had attacked me out of whatever rage or hate or thing that is in their minds, if no one had attacked me, I would still be normal and I would find things a lot easier. But because they had, and I've got all these repercussions from it, both mental and physical, it's like it just makes your life hard, and makes things hard to do. And you don't like that. I don't like that. So, I don't like feeling like, in a position in which is totally inferior and decrepit in a way. And whereas, if things had been right, you wouldn't be this kind of this mental person. But I worry about myself because I don't know what's really happening to me physically or mentally. And, both combined to form ideas in my mind which are scary for me. I mean, I get scared of the things that I feel and the things that could happen and having the issues that I have, the physical issues is like a scary thing because, I mean, I am alone a lot of the time, and, I kind of like how people get jealous of me because everyone thinks I'm like some lazy person who lives an easy life, and, they don't like how I can walk outside and with a smile on my face, because it makes them feel like I'm having a great life, and they're not, and it makes them jealous of me where the truth is, you finding things difficult, you're miserable more than half the time, and you find things hard, and it's difficult, to get through sort of thing. And but still, like, if I'm looking like everything's nice and easy, people get jealous of you, and they don't want you to be this person who's having fun, even though you're not, Well, people still get jealous of me. Like, they think that I'm having such, like, a heaps better life, and they get jealous of what they see when I'm having a heaps crappy life. But that's why I'm alone, because no one really believes that I know how I feel, and no one really believes, like, I know myself more than that anyone else knows me, and they don't want to believe that you're been hurt, or you're in pain, or you're having problems, they don't want to believe that. They just want to, they just want to ignore you. And if you bring it to their attention that you're having problems, and sort of it slaps them in the face, they chuck you out, they still leave you alone. And so, whatever I face, whatever it's in my mind, whatever I feel, whatever physical thing that I have to struggle with, I basically feel alone. And it's not a good feeling. But you do feel alone, and until it's so apparent in everyone's face that there is something wrong with you, they'll keep making you feel like alone. So I battle all these little things that I face on my own. And I have no idea what I'm doing or what's going to be happening to me. So I sort of worry on my own, and I think on my own, and then I shrug and go, oh well, who cares? But I do care inside, inside I do worry, and I worry about these little things which seem like they could be big things. But I keep on putting a bit of a blind eye. I keep on sort of making it look like everything's fine and smooth running, whereas where in reality it's not really that much. But I just let others keep getting jealous of me. I mean, they don't attack me half as much at the moment because, I'm not the extreme figure that they get jealous of, but, and eventually they will. I mean, eventually all these taunts and accusations will come back when I feel good and look good and I'm looking like I'm doing well. I mean, something will come back and slap me in the face eventually, because it's just what happens. That it's just what comes up when all my problems seem to go down on some sort of good imagement trip that, is only there, like, when everything's intact sort of thing. So, but I hate to see it, I hate to have anything come up. I mean, I hate to be treated that way, but it's always been that way ever since I was young. It's been that way for quite a long time, and I hate it and I despise it, but at the same time, I can't stop it. I can't stop people getting jealous of me or angered at me. I just sort of ignore. I put a bit of ignorance on top of my nose and try and treat things as light as I can. I mean, it does bother me, and I've gone through many periods of stress and upset, genuine upset. And I just have to, at the end of the day, I have to like deal with it, whatever I feel on my own, and just keep sort of keeping focused on the things that I really want, and hope, and keep dreaming, like, hope that, whatever I feel doesn't manifest into something so critical that, my whole, I need to be reliant on something a lot more heavier than what I've been relying on, which is luck. I mean, I've been relying on luck to sort of see me through the bad times, to try and fathom out the good times. So it really is just by chance that I've managed to sort of keep myself together. But yeah, I hate to be reliant on a doctor or something all of a sudden, because something so drastic has happened that, it can't be ignored. But until that time, all my issues can be ignored because I look fine. I make life look easy, but I do worry. Tonight I was worrying a bit, and tomorrow I may worry, but I don't know, just sort of deal with it and move on, I guess. And I just want to always be okay. I want to always be able to move on. I don't know whether I always will be, but I like the opportunity to being able to walk around the issues that seem life changing or drastic to the point of critical. I like being able to walk around them in the end, and even though it seems like you want to be like on the verge, of something really bad. It's like I like being able to avoid it, the really bad side, and continue on, because that's kind of what I like to do. But yeah. Anyway, it's enough talk for tonight. I gotta go to bed because I've got to do stuff tomorrow. Actually, I don't have to do stuff that much. I can sort of lay in bed all morning, but I shouldn't be talking too much more.